On today's episode, Elon discusses the production of Tesla bots, additional information about Cybertrucks, and how to get a new Model 3 for under $14,000. Tesla hosted their Q2 2023 earnings call on July 19th, and as usual, a ton of information about a wide range of Tesla products was covered. Questions ranged from the production date for the Cybertruck to the Dojo supercomputer and Optimus, the Tesla bot. In September 2022, Tesla's human-sized bipedal robot debuted at the AI Day. The prototype Bumble C was demonstrated at the AI Day event, navigating the offices at the Fremont factory in California watering plants, delivering packages, and moving parts around. But after almost a year, the big question from the investors during the Q2 earnings call this year was how many of these bots is Tesla looking to make, and how many are there right now? Musk jokingly predicted that there will be a huge market for Tesla's robot, echoing his predictions from 2022 that the business could need to produce billions of them. More specifically, Elon stated, "I believe we have about 5 or 6 bots, but there are more every month, and the Optimus bot has a lot of intriguing features." Let's discuss something that. The purpose of the robot was to create a relatively inexpensive laborer by using as many elements and systems from Tesla's other products as feasible and supplementing with off-the-shelf components. Elon continued the earnings call by mentioning that the ramp-up of construction and testing has been hampered because the actuators used in physically moving the joints of the robot can't actually be found off the shelf thanks in part to the pandemic draining supplies, but that Bumble seat itself was built using mostly readily available off-the-shelf parts, and it seemed to work well with a refocused version of the same optical-based FSD software that Tesla uses in their cars. We had to design our own actuators that integrate the motor or the power electronics, the controller, the sensors, and really every one of them is custom designed. Of course, we'll be using the same inference hardware as the car. However, we are in designing these actuators, designing them for volume production, so they are not just lighter, tighter, and more capable than any other actuators wherever that exists in the world. But the next generation of prototype was unveiled, and even though this bot could not yet move independently, we were told that this bot had custom-built actuators and its movement was much more fluid. Although we haven't received much since then, we did receive something in May of this year when a brief video was released by the Optimus team showing a fully functional Bumble C. Every one of the 5 bots in the video was moving around untethered, and while Bumble C was able to do that in a limited fashion on stage at the AI Day event, in the demo video Bumble C had to remain on a tether to operate. The bot shown off in the May 16 video show not only a greater range of movement, but also more stability. The video also showed how the team is training the AI to complete tasks. Musk believes that the robot could be actually useful by the end of this year, saying that the first sort of production candidate actuators, integrated and walking, should be around November. Elon mentions that Tesla has plans to finally start ramping up production of the robots and use them in their factories to test out their programming, which would be a huge step for sure. With Cybertruck production lines starting to put out production candidates at Giga, Texas, it was only a matter of time before more details started emerging, and the Q2 2023 earnings call on July 19th proved to be an opportunity for investors to get more information. Just last week, Tesla proudly showcased the very first Cybertruck production model to be manufactured on the production line at Giga, Texas. According to CEO Elon Musk, the Tesla fanbase went wild, spiking orders for the new pickup truck to 1.9 million. Musk said in the call that demand is so far off the hook you can't even see the hook. And while this is really great news for the EV maker, Tesla maintains that even though they still plan on starting deliveries to pre-order customers sometime around September this year, full-scale production of the Cybertruck won't begin until next year. It's definitely going to take time to work their way down that 1.9 million customer list. However, that wasn't the only news to come out of the earnings call. We still haven't been told the new prices, but we were told about what Tesla is doing behind the scenes while the manufacturing teams fine-tuned the production lines. They are sending Cybertruck on a world tour. In order to sell a vehicle in any country, an automaker has to first validate the design with the local authorities, which, as you'd imagine, is a long process filled with lots of test drives and paperwork, but it's got to be done before the company can sell their trucks to customers across the world. So that's what Tesla has been doing. Testing for certification of any vehicle can be a difficult process, but Cybertruck is specifically built to break a lot of boundaries, just taking into account physical issues, although it may not necessarily fit into other countries' standard door openings. The Cybertruck is a 4-door vehicle with a 6-foot bed that was designed to fit into a North American standard garage door. However, in addition to the information we learned during the earnings call, we are still catching glimpses of new Cybertruck features in the wild. Some of you may recall that in August, a Cybertruck was spotted driving around Palo Alto, California. It is a somewhat frequently used vehicle. It's nice to have this dramatic confirmation. Elon has already discussed giving Cybertruck clients the option to wrap their stainless steel vehicles in patterns like camouflage, but this latest discovery from Gregor Trucks is by far the most intriguing. The big deal here is that we get a very clean shot of the Cybertruck's front trunk or lack thereof. It may just be a trick of perspective, but that definitely doesn't look like the same amount of room we've seen in other Cybertrucks. We get this image of a pair of Cybertrucks in a shop, with one of them sporting a wrap that is obviously making fun of the Ford F-150 ICE variant. As September approaches, we'll probably learn more of these specifics, but it's always a good idea to take advantage of an earnings call to speak with the board directly and learn more about their plans rather than waiting for another Gregor Truck post to keep us informed. What would you say if you could purchase a brand new Tesla Model 3 for less than $14,000? You would likely be skeptical, and you would be justified in your skepticism. Not because there's anything wrong with the car, but because you have to live in the correct area and put a lot of effort into your homework to get the price down so low. Zohar recently became the proud owner of a Model 3, which cost him $13,620 before taxes. On July 19th, he wrote a post on Twitter explaining how he was able to use a combination of state and local rebates to reduce the price of his new car from just under $38,000. First, Zohar orders a base Model 3 with a white interior that is currently in stock at the Tesla dealership near where he resides in California. This saves him $4,120, and he also receives a $500 referral bonus, bringing the total cost of the vehicle down to $36,620. He then explains that because of a special financial circumstance from the previous year, he qualifies for higher rebates for all programmed for low-income people, which is a $7,500 federal tax credit. He then applies for as many rebates and credits as he can and receives an additional $15,500 from 3 other local and state programs, including the Clean Vehicle Rebate Project for those keeping school. Zohar has managed to obtain $27,000 in price reductions from inventory discounts, referral programs, rebates, and tax credits, bringing the cost of his new Tesla Model 3 down to just under $14,000 before taxes are added. Some of these price reductions are tax credits, which Zohar won't see until he files his taxes later. But this extreme example is made possible primarily because of the federal government's strong push and the programs. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this.